Frank, is it okay if I go out there and get the shot?
Be sure. Yeah. Usually his pants are real tight. Yeah. I can't see his pants. Yep. He doesn't see his hobby. He shared it.
located to your front are the 4 regiments of the United States Corps of Cadets. From left to right, the 1st Regiment is commanded by Cadet Captain Reagan Eastlick from Oviedo, Florida. The Regimental Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Alyssa Davis from Clarksville, Tennessee. The 2nd Regiment is commanded by Cadet Captain Kayla Teicher from Hinsdale, Illinois. The Regimental Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Will Cooper from Westport, Connecticut. The 3rd Regiment is commanded by Cadet Captain Carter Kaufman from Lexington, Illinois. The Regimental Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Kate Bacon from Dunwoody, Georgia. The 4th Regiment is commanded by Cadet Captain Ellie Lemler from Fort Montgomery, New York. The Regimental Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Henry Kay from Rockville, Maryland. The march that will be played as the United States Military Academy Band troops the line is Graduation March. This march across the front of the line is said to have originated with the Crusades. The troops offering themselves for service were drawn up in a long formation, and the band countermarched only before those chosen to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the commander of troops for today's review. The commander of troops for today's parade is the Cadet First Captain J. Suriana Ryan from North Kingstown, Rhode Island. His staff consists of the Brigade Deputy Commander, Cadet Captain Jackson Mayo from Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. The Brigade Executive Officer, Cadet Captain Connor Faraday from Melbourne Beach, Florida. The Brigade Adjutant, Cadet Captain Nicholas Radke from Ramona, California. The Brigade Operations Officer, Cadet Captain Leah Stokes from Raleigh, North Carolina. The Brigade Logistics Officer, Cadet Captain Lexi Moranto from Olivet, Missouri. The Brigade Honor Captain, Cadet Captain Mason Harris from Heber Springs, Arkansas. And the Brigade Command Sergeant Major, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Annalise Angelopoulos from Denver, Colorado. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for our national anthem and feel free to sing along as it is played. Please be seated. Effective 1200 hours, 23rd of May, 2026. Cadet Captain Brennan Speaks, Commander, Summer Garrison Regiment, assumes command of the United States Corps of Cadets from Cadet Captain J. Suriana Ryan, First Captain, Class of 2026, by order of Brigadier General R.J. Garcia, Commandant of Cadets.
Ready,
The march that is being played as the graduating class marches to the center of the plane is Alma Mater March.
Very special moment for the seniors. They fall out of the ranks from their companies. Get a big ovation. In a moment, the rising juniors will take their place in leadership.
First Captain, march the graduating class of 2026 forward!
The march that is being played as the graduating class marches to the reviewing line is Army Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2026. At this time, the regiment and battalion commanders will dismiss their staff so that they may rejoin their respective companies. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2027 will now assume command of the Corps of Cadets for the remainder of the parade. The marches that will be played as the cadets pass in review are French National Defilé, the official West Point March, Bombasto, Under the Double Eagle, and the Army goes rolling along. The Corps of Cadets is now commanded by the Summer Garrison Commander, Cadet Captain Brennan Speaks, from Dunwoody, Georgia.
Company C is commanded by Cadet Captain Sean Kidd from River Edge, New Jersey. Company D is commanded by Cadet Captain Arthur Burial from Indianapolis, Indiana. Company G is commanded by Cadet Captain Yashar Shabbat Smith from Santa Rosa, California. Company H is commanded by Cadet Captain Trevor Tendon from Seneca, Illinois. Company I is commanded by Cadet Captain Jonathan Benshaw from Honolulu, Hawaii. Since the days of the American Revolution, flag bearers have been an important element in ceremonies. At the center of today's formation, bearing the national color, is the United States Corps of Cadets Color Guard, led by Cadet Color Sergeant Stephen Hope from Jasper, Indiana. Marching with the colors is the Summer Garrison Regiment Command Sergeant Major, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Tom Spick from San Diego, California. Company A is commanded by Cadet Captain Andrew Morgos from Dallas, Texas. Company B is commanded by Cadet Captain Samantha Carpenter from Wilmington, North Carolina. Company C is commanded by Cadet Captain Mac Lowe from Saco, Maine. Company D is commanded by Cadet Captain Jacob Potter from East Grand Rapids, Michigan. Company E is commanded by Cadet Captain Nicholas Wodow from South Lake, Texas. Company F is commanded by Cadet Captain Elijah Hampton from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Company G is commanded by Cadet Captain Edward Jew from Leesburg, Virginia. Company H is commanded by Cadet Captain Jacob Bohm from Bismarck, North Dakota. Company I is commanded by Cadet Captain Ethan Thornton from Enumclaw, Washington. Company A is commanded by Cadet Captain Reed Kidd from Alexandria, Virginia. Company B is commanded by Cadet Captain Eric Laziri from Westlake, Ohio. Company C is commanded by Cadet Captain Emily Asper from Thornton, Colorado. Company D is commanded by Cadet Captain Healy Quinn from Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Company E is commanded by Cadet Captain John Wilson from Florence, South Carolina. Company F is commanded by Cadet Captain Bradley McIntyre from Guilford, New Hampshire. Company G is commanded by Cadet Captain Benjamin McDermott, Rockwall, Texas. Company H is commanded by Cadet Captain Quentin Weeks from Gladstone, Missouri. Company I is commanded by Cadet Captain Owen Stout from St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song. The Army goes rolling along. Please feel free to sing along as it is played.
graduating class! Dismissed!
Please remember that there will be additional parking restrictions in place today and tomorrow throughout the installation and will be strict.
And congratulations to the West Point class of 2026. One of their last official duties. Tomorrow they will graduate and commission into the U.S. Army. Congratulations also to the rising juniors who assume their leadership positions today in the Corps of Cadets. A great ceremony and parade review of the cadets here at West Point. Always glad, honored to have a chance to be here and cover. Later today we're going to present the Lieutenant Eugene Evans, Lieutenant Colonel Eli Page Howard Leadership Awards to Noah Short and to Jabrell Williams. I'll have more on that later. And this concludes it for CaMMVetsMedia. We're at the United States Military Academy for the graduation parade. We are proud to cover cadetsmanship and the military veterans proudly since 2008. Thanks for watching.